Hello, my name is Jessica, and I would like to welcome all attendees to our web seminar today. In a few minutes, I will be able to extend my colleague Edgar Grasel a warm welcome. He has prepared the topic Don't Be Afraid of Digital Transformation for you today. A little more information for you before we start. You are muted during the web seminar, but are welcome to ask questions about your GoToWebinar in the question box at any time. After the lecture, we will take the time and answer them. You can look forward to an interesting presentation. Welcome, Edgar. Now I will hand over the microphone.
Thank you, and a warm welcome from Austria. Today I'll show you why you don't have to be afraid of the digital transformation. So when we talk about digital transformation, the first question is, what is digital transformation and how do I use it, or why should it be useful for me? And when we talk about digital transformation, there are some other terms which come with this buzzword. It's like cloud computing, big data, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, blockchain, smart home, Internet of Things, and smart city. So those terms come with digital transformation. But what is digital transformation? When and how do we use it? So for this, we have to go 2 steps back, because for the digital transformation, we need 2 things. We need the technology for it, and we need solutions and applications that we can start with the digital transformation. And it all started with digitization. So digitization is the conversion of analog information into a digital format. That's, let's say, the technology that we need to start digital transformation and to get some applications. And when you think, well, conversion of analog information into a digital format, it's a scanner or something. Well, yes, but there are other things which we need for digitization. So to understand the digital format, we need a computer or another device which can read the digital format which we converted the analog information into. And then, of course, for example, you need a scanner to scan a document and to show it on your computer. Or in other cases, you need as technology the internet, because without internet, you couldn't even send an email. And email is some sort of the digital transformation of a letter or a fax or something. So digitization is the technology that we have to have for the digital transformation. And this technology can be many things. The next word is, or term is, digitalization. And digitalization says is the business process of the technologically induced change within industries or organizations. Or in other words, it's the solution that is possible because we have the technology for digitalization. And some examples for digitalization, for applications or solutions which are possible because we have the technology. Electronic payment. For electronic payment, we need a mobile device like a smartphone, a tablet, or a smartwatch. We need internet. We need a secure connection to our bank that we can do electronic payment. And without the technology, this solution wouldn't be possible. Or Internet of Things. We need internet and we need things, or devices which communicate over the internet. Internet of Things, devices which can communicate over the internet without any human. Or the office automation. Office automation needs an infrastructure, like a network infrastructure, like solutions, and some other things of technology services that can automate my office. So this is digitalization, the application that is possible through technology. When people are asked about digitalization, what they associate with this term, you get different and many answers. And people were asked what they associate with the term digitalization, and 65% said it's for the support of my business processes. Yes, it is. Because when we look in the office, tools for office automation and workflow tools or something is support for your business processes. 62% said it's the digitization of paper files. Well, that's true as well, because you need a scanner, you need somewhere, some storage where you can store your digitized paper files, and you need maybe a network or something that you can digitize your paper files. And 54% said it's for digital bookkeeping and document entry. Well, that's true, because with the technology, with the right applications, you can do digital bookkeeping and document entry. And when you now wonder that there are, the three numbers are 180% or something, they could tick more answers to the question. So this is digitalization. In easy words, the application which is possible, or the solution which is possible because we have the technology for it. So with those two things, you can do digital transformation. And you have the technology and you have the solutions, so you can start with it. A digital transformation is the transforming process from manual to digital. So I give you a very, very easy example. It's not a business example for digital transformation. Around 200 years ago, the first lawnmowers came up. They were mechanical tools where which helped you when you wanted to mow your lawn. So you had to do the work, you had to push it that he could mow the lawn, and he did some sort of mechanical work for you. Then around 80 years ago, the first engine-driven lawnmowers came up, where you had to push the lawnmower as well, but the work was done by an engine. So it was the industrial revolution of lawnmowers, where an engine did the work, but he needed a human to push him. And in the early 2000s, the first robots came up, lawn mowing robots, which didn't need a human to push them. They did the work for themselves. You only had to tell them when and where he had to mow the lawn, and the robot did it. And this wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the technology for it. Well, we had the technology for lawnmowers 200 years ago, but we didn't have the digital technology that a robot can mow my lawn. Now we have, and I don't have anything to do with lawn mowing anymore. My robot works for me. So that's a very easy example for digital transformation. As you can see, you don't have to panic because you're already in the middle of the digital transformation. And we have technology, we have solutions, we have applications. So why don't you start with the digital transformation? Well, when you ask people this question, they will find many reasons why they don't. So there are 5 obstacles to digital transformation. Some say there are too few employees with the know-how. Others say there's no overall planning for the digital transformation, or there's not enough budget for implementation. The business processes are not flexible enough, and the organizational units are too rigid. But that can be true, but this doesn't have to be true. And so I'll show you how you can start with the digital transformation with ELO. Our example today is the digital transformation of your incoming invoices. Every company has incoming invoices, And every company, when they didn't digital transform the incoming invoices, they don't know where their invoices are. They don't get paid and so on. So when you want to digital transform your incoming invoices, there are some steps that you have to mention. So first of all, know-how. As you saw before, 56.4% of the people said that there are too few employees with know-how for the digital transformation. Well, this can be true, but maybe you don't need employees with the know-how. Maybe you can have someone else who has the know-how. For example, our ILO certified business partners. They have the know-how, they have the experience to digital transform your incoming invoices process, and you don't need the employees with the know-how because they have them. So step number one, the know-how, you can tick because we have our ILO business partners. The second one is planning. 45.5% said that there is no overall planning for digital transformation. So, well, why don't you start with a plan? Normally it's not a out of the box product. When you want to digital transform your incoming invoices, you have to have a plan. This plan could look like this in an easy way. We have our analog invoices, and our target is the digital transformation of our incoming invoices. So first of all, we would start with a workshop where we look on the existing process of the incoming invoices, where we ask questions like, do we have the possibility to access some data, some existing data, and so on. After the workshop, we analyze the existing data, and then we decide, can we use it, or do we have to convert them into another format or something. Then we'll have a look in the next step to the interfaces. How do we get to the data, and how can we access the data? Next step would be the data transfer. How do we get data in, and how do we get data out? Then we would implement the solution for the digital transformation of your incoming invoices. And after some testing, you have digital transformation of incoming invoices. Sounds easy, isn't so easy. It's more than 6 steps, but it's possible. And the right planning, yes, you need a plan for a digital transformation in such a case, because when you don't have a plan, you never get to your target. The next point is flexibility. 34.5% said that the business processes are not flexible enough. Well, this can be true, but why don't you use a solution which is flexible enough to fit to your not flexible business processes? So with the business solutions from ILO, in this case, the business solution for ILO invoice, you have some things which are included. You have a dashboard where you get an overview of your invoices in the company. You have some forms where you can type your information in, and you have some workflows which are ready to use. So you can use the business solution as it is, or you can customize it. You can customize your dashboard, you can customize your forms, and you can customize your workflows that they fit to your not flexible business processes. And this solution is flexible enough to fit to those processes, and maybe you use it as they come, or you customize them. 32.7% said that organizational units are too rigid. Well, yes, that's true. And when we start digital transformation in a company, we don't say, hey, you need to change your organizational units from bottom to top and left to right. No, our solutions fit to the rigid organizational units and are flexible enough to change when something changes. So here's an employee. She works in the finance department. So she's member of the group finance. And she works there. She's not alone there. She works there as an assistant. And when she decides to change the organizational unit from finance department to purchase department, we only have to change the group from finance to purchase. And then she fits into the organizational units that are too rigid, but we can change them anyway. And the last one, budget. 36.4% said that there's not enough budget for implementation. Well, first when I saw this, I asked myself, well, they don't have a plan, so why do they know how many budget they have to have to implement the digital transformation for incoming invoices? But that's not the point. The point is, well, not enough budget for implementation. You don't have to fly to the moon next month. Yeah, it's enough when you fly to the moon in 4 years or something, because you need some planning and you need some doing before you can get there. So with ELO, you can easily expand the solutions over a period of time. So you have the big picture, and you say, well, first of all, I start with my base, and I start with the digital transformation of my invoices. This is my project for this year. And next year, I will start the digital transformation of my personal files. And next year, or in 2 years, I will start the digital transformation of my contracts. And in 3 years, I will start digital transformation of my knowledge management, or when it even exists in the company. So you can expand functionality over a greater period of time to get to your target. You don't have to make a project which does it all in 1 year. Yes, then maybe there is not enough budget for the implementation, but you can plan it for a longer period of time that you can go, or you can get to your target. So let's have a look how it could be how the digital transformation of some processes in your company could look like. So for this, we need our browser, we need our web client, and this is, well, it's the first technology that we need. We need internet in the browser. And with the web client, you can access ELO. And when you want to have an overview over the incoming invoices in your company, then you can select this tile for your invoices, and here you get the dashboard for incoming invoices, where you can see any invoice which is in your company, which is active in some sort of way, in which step the invoice is, and how much how high the amount of the invoice is. It's what we see here. We have 8 invoices in the formal verification, and it's around 2,629 euros. And these 8 invoices are in this step formal verification. When I select all, then I get every single invoice which is in my company. When I want to see the details of this invoice, I can select it, and here see the data and the form which comes with the business solution ELO invoice. The steps which we saw here is let's say it's the workflow that's behind the business solution, or that comes with the business solution. You have the first task is the caption, then you have the formal verification, then you have to do the departmental verification, and so on, until the invoice get expensed. So that's the workflow which comes with the business solution ELO invoice. Next one is your contracts, the contracts in your company. That's the digital transformation of contracts with the business solution ELO contract. What we see here is the dashboard for every contract in our company. We can see when the contract starts, we can see when the contract ends, and we can even change the view. So we have a list view or table view where you can see, oh, this contract is around $12,500 US. And when you want to see the details, you can select the contract and you can see the most recent data here, and you can change it as well. So that's another example for a business solution for the digital transformation of contracts. And the last one is digital transformation of personal files. Personal files, every company has personal files. And when you want to see the employees in your company, you can make it via the dashboard for ELO HR, or from the business solution ELO HR personal file. And here the personal files of some employees, or 13 employees in my company. And when I want to see the details of this one, then I can select him, and then I see the most recent information, which department, which division, who's his supervisor, who is his mentor. And I can see that he started working in 2017, and he has 30 days vacation per year. Well, that's much. So the personal file is not only for managing the employees, it enables the employees themselves to change their own data and to have a look in their own personal file. When they want to change data in the personal file, every employee can do this by selecting change HR data, and then you get asked, what do you want to change? I want to change my address because I've moved to another address, and it's only 2 numbers higher. When I do this, then a workflow starts, and the workflow goes to the next task is in the HR department. They have to approve this change, or they can ask me some more questions. Maybe they need something where they can see that I have really moved to the new address. So that's digital transformation of personal file. So as you can see, you don't have to be afraid of the digital transformation, because we can help you. We have the solutions with which you can start. You can start with one solution, or you can start with more solutions. Depends on how much budget you have. We have business partners who have the appropriate know-how, and we are flexible enough to fit to the organizational units which are too rigid, or to the not flexible business processes. And that's the most recent thing when you want to start with digital transformation, and we can plan it. So there are many other business solutions. What we saw was contract management, digital personal file, invoice management, but you can do candidate management with ELO HR recruiting. You can do knowledge management with ELO knowledge, records management with the ELO public sector, or training management with ELO learning. So those business solutions have some things in common. They come with a dashboard where you get an overview over the topic which the business solution is for. So personal files, you see personal files. In candidate management, you see candidates and job offers. Or in the business solution ELO invoice, you see the incoming invoices which are active in your company. The workflows are included. You can use them as they are, or you can change them as you need. So when you say, well, this workflow fits for my not flexible business processes, then you can use them. When you say, no, I need a new section because another department has to look over the invoice, then you can add it. So workflows are included. They are a set of workflows. You can use it as they are or change it as you need. The forms are included as well. And it's the same like with the workflows. You can use them as they are or you can change them as you need. The possibility to exchange data with other applications like an ERP or CRM is included as well, so that you don't have to type in data which already exists in another application. So we normally use those data when they exist and we don't copy them or something. So it's only once typing and not 3 times typing. We have secure digital filing. And when you store something, it's in ELO, then it's compliant with the legal requirements. And it's expandable. So as we saw before, you can start with a base installation and a business solution, and then expand the business solution or add another business solution, or you add some email management or something. So it's expandable, that it always fits to your needs. And when the company grows or something and you need other solution, then you have the base for it and you can expand it very easy. So that's, I hope I showed you why you don't have to be afraid of the digital transformation, because number one, you're in it. And number two, we have solutions and applications which can help you for the digital transformation. And if you have any question, you can ask me now, or instead I say thank you for your attention. No questions so far.
So, okay. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you for the interesting presentation. Thanks again to all attendees. I wish you all the best. See you soon.